whole lot of May.
I look at the elephant on the side because the stairs. That's called elephant. You know, everyone calls it over there.
But the one like in front too, yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen that one that
That's
well.
why I get so confused with where the callouts are when you say that.
Right.
I love how they showcase like one map and ends up being the other.
Yeah, we didn't even mention Kai's name. So I think it almost needs no introduction.
Wait, you're actually right.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Yesterday, it felt like they were really accurate with it today. Today, it's been like the opposite every time.
Now showing us the Echo
It's like
Mercy,
completely
which has
off.
had interesting results.
I love the match chat. It's so funny every
in
time.
The tournament, as I think of our first
So they
match
have
of the day,
a budget
bad results, really.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and both teams gonna teleport out.
Oh, that's a budget
I
IDD
don't even know what
they
they
just said,
to the
honest with
points, given their composition.
Yeah,
So we have the rush comp versus the dive comp.
Yep. Naga.
Also, my donkeys is here. I gotta go get it.
Yeah, go get your donkey.
Surprises there.
We'll get after this round.
Gonna stay on the
I've noticed this, by the way.
Also,
Every match
right
I've
back
watched today,
on,
one team goes to the point as
Big
Ryan and goes there,
Bionade
the other team plays a
early.
spam comp, trying to go in there.
Yep.
Every
Like
time.
play
You-
style
Ball
differences.
comes up,
Okay,
Denmark
so
is hunkering
today,
in for
and you had
the
missed this
winter
match,
right now, Hex.
It's
up to see if
what team was it? Belgium? No, it was Belgium. No, it was Norway. Sorry, Norway.
And
Went Junkrat and like the most random comp, just spammed him out
and
and won.
Kai sets Maymon
That's
up,
evil.
Random comp, wasn't
outskirts.
even.
The pressure here is unrelenting. They try and teleport out. Shockwave, one of the people who can't take his own teleporter, as Kai just continues
It all relies on Ryan being able to sustain,
Kai
but he
with
can't
three
anymore.
right there.
He's
I
too
mean,
big. He's too
Backbone's
thin.
gonna
He's
get
too weak.
Yeah, and
Squish against the wall,
Great
turns
Britain has
into
no problem
abstract
giving
art,
up,
but it
you know,
is all for
10 to
naught.
15%,
Nice
20%
patience
even
there
just to get the
from
point.
Great Britain
Because you end
on
up building
this
the ult
Echo
advantage
and
because Denmark
Mercy.
can't do any
And
damage
so I
during
think
that,
sometimes
but
when we
Great
see
Britain
it
can
not
look at their
go
ult
great
chart.
is the Echo
Like,
Mercy is
yeah.
not like patient around the point.
They all
They're
swap
staying
too.
in playing corners. They're going for these dives and exposing themselves wide open. But when you're
It seems like the Diva Sombra
Britain, you just
Tracer
wait
is
for
like a
Kai to get
staple
picks.
comp.
Shockwave. Denmark has
Diva Sombra
completely
Tracer?
changed their comp.
Yeah.
Conversely, when you're
I
Denmark,
think
you
some
wait for
teams are
Kai
really
to
confident on it, like
pick, and then
Spain
you
is
go
very
in
confident
and
on it.
is,
So
what we're seeing there,
I think
Kai
if
got
your
caught
team
out of
has
position,
good
got
callouts
hammered from
and like
both
good
ends.
follow-ups,
Naga
Sombra
Shockwave.
Tracer is so
And
good.
Denmark got control the point
People
already
follow.
here. Even though the fight's still going on, they prioritize the point 20 to 28. Maymon though, over nice little beam on the Naga, gets rid of him immediately. Great Britain not willing to give this up for that fight. Kai on the swap the Sojourn.
Shadows are they?
Telex
17 months of Beach Proms.
Oh, the deadliness from Kai is unreal.
Yeah, and we're just kind of playing rock paper scissors here too. With
Pretty good
Kai
right
with
now.
The switch, and here goes the balance.
You know what? I didn't
yet
realize
again.
how strong
Slay
it was
goes
until I
down.
saw
Slay
more
has spent
contenders.
the
Like
last,
we in
about
ranked,
3
somebody
minutes
like who's
inside
playing
the
Sombra will
spawn.
just
It's been a
EMP
rough
somebody
go
randomly.
for the Ana.
Yeah.
When these teams
Great Britain
EMP,
will
just
take
watch whoever
the lead
EMP.
here at
What do you mean?
44%.
Normally they just
Shockwave
either
EMP ready though, and just
EMP
switch
a
to the
support or a
Sombra.
tank, it
So
looks
a lot
like.
of
And they
work
just
done.
disappear.
These fights
Yeah.
are quick and
It's
decisive.
literally like
Again, Denmark
it's
has been
so
focusing
good.
point. Look at this.
Oh
The
yeah,
fight
good
hasn't
luck to
started.
Winston
Look
here in a
at
second
the
if they EMP
progress.
us.
It's keeping Denmark in it, even when they've lost more fights than they've won. EMP
He died, but he
Yeah,
still
yeah, you know what I
deleted
mean?
him.
Get rid of
Yeah,
Winston.
just fucking gone.
Not the worst opening. Astra though, dominance
just
over
falls
Telex.
over. It's like
Naga's still
in
around.
ranked, like
Here's
Sombras
the
will just
thing,
EMP
guys.
randomly,
Great
and they
Britain
just like,
likely
oh,
to win
EMP'd
this
5
fight,
of them, and like
taking
nothing
progress.
happens.
Denmark is getting
In these matches,
good
EMP
value
happens,
out of
that's
losing
it.
fights.
Done.
Yeah, I
This
mean,
fight might not even be lost yet.
not at all. I mean, it's a
they just
really nice
delete
play
whoever
from
it is.
Doge to come in there, and it buys some time and got the, I believe he
He's
got
great.
the Ana on the Baby Diva too, and bought himself space, gets the
Flat in the
remix,
pre-match
so
you saw
a
yesterday.
nice individual play. And Denmark,
his
yeah,
first
just
match of
kind of
the day today.
scrapping it out. They will take the lead.
I caught a little
here
bit
as
of the
well.
last one, but
Yeah,
I really like that from Denmark, and even
was-
though the fight was
it
looking
was
against
close.
them, even if it didn't go against them, they got value. But now in the lead here once more, Great Britain coming in from the high ground. Hikaru.
Also, Jack, can you
on
hear
the
flats?
point.
Just to make sure, because
Naga
sometimes I
meanwhile,
have like
going up to the pulse bomb, looking for the Ana backbone in
fights that
trouble,
wrong,
goes
and you just
down.
can't hear my Discord. I'm just like talking to flats,
Shockwave
but
and
you can't
Naga
hear 'em.
working real well. The
Okay,
stick
Cameron
is
can make
so
sure.
good. Naga
Ooh,
with
Denmark.
2 right after, make it 3.
That was one
the
hell of a
coordination
fucking
between
little
Naga and
stick there.
Shockwave right now is unreal.
Denmark's
Yeah,
looking
I mean,
good right now,
I
but
think
look at
about,
Great
like,
Britain. They have
the
both.
DPS lineups we have in
They're
the
gonna
league and,
dive-
where we expected them to be, and I think Shockwave and Naga
Yeah, pretty
got
much, they're gonna go for the
overlooked. I think
loose, yeah.
Shockwave and Naga
With
were
Winston
overlooked in
That's
their,
the only thing I
their
think of.
times
Oh,
in
wait,
the
never
Overwatch
mind.
League as well too. Like I just don't think they ever got the respect put on their names.
There you
Maybe it
go.
was given the
They
teams
they
were
dove
on.
him.
Kai got plenty of respect, and that's why.
Yeah, you have to respect Kai, or you simply fall. One of the deadliest
Wow.
DPS around.
And Great Britain
Really
didn't even
good
have to use any
opening here
ultimates
on
right
the
there.
Sojourn with the overclock gives Great Britain control of the point. But Hex, it's all going to come down to really
Oh, with the clean feed
Probably
cactus
one
puppy?
fight, but
I'm fine with the
potentially two.
casters
For
there.
Denmark, almost you want a
It
quick
allows for
fight
like when
and
I'm
then
just
a
chilling
rego
for a
because
second to
Great
allow
Britain
the
is stacked right now when it comes to
like to
ultimates.
allow for the
They do have
casters to be able to
ultimates, but
also
Shockwave can make them not use
call out during that.
The
So I don't mind
EMP
it.
is pretty much ready to
I
go.
don't mind
Shockwave's done a great job of charging this.
I'm
up
quiet
and
when I'm facing
getting
away
the
from
poke
it.
in
That
that
makes
you need to
sense.
get done as a Sombra.
I just need to have my mic be a little bit more
Denmark
towards
might
me.
open with
Sometimes
Kitsune
as the day
and
goes
then
on, it can like
see
gravitate the other way.
response,
They
and then
need to get
EMP.
Astro before the beat. Don't let Astro beat. Astro got the beat. It hit him 3 though. Doesn't hit Maimon or Backbone. Jakaro, though,
Yeah, no, I knew it existed, but I
let's go.
I enjoy the comms in the background. I actually had tested this when I used to do. Ooh,
but Kellex
nice
falls.
play. Like Great Britain has a good pulse bomb coming up here. Wait,
Pulse bomb near left for Naga,
Britain
but
might
it's
take this.
no HP.
This is a good play.
And
Wait,
no
Slay though with a
teammates
trade.
either. Slay finds Astro.
Point.
Gonna get the flip. Denmark
When I was
middle of that
doing the Shock
again.
co-streams with
Yeah,
Flats, like when I
really
was
helps
when I
them
streamed for
try
Shock,
to get back in
we used to
here.
co-stream Shock matches, and
Naga's
I
gone.
discovered I
Knocked
liked
back.
the
Great Britain
caster
still
having the
better
casters
position
on
overall.
instead of
Maimon
like no
pulling out
casters
the
during
pulse
it. It
bomb.
just added
It's
like
gonna go.
I enjoy the
Holding
experience
here
of
in
it
the
that
back,
way,
under a little bit
and I
of
just
pressure,
I'll calm
HP.
over it if need be.
Under pressure again. Naga out for blood. Maimon, though,
We had the option
gonna
at both.
stay
We tried
alive.
both. I like
Both
comms better.
teams poking back and forth. Denmark
What
is back
a
up to full
play.
strength. The pulse bomb comes out. Doge in real danger right now. Super low HP.
I'm looking at
somehow
Great Britain. I
alive.
think has the
Doge is
HP
staying
advantage right
alive
now, but
against
Kellex
odds
has
right now.
beat.
Doesn't get finished. Is the beat gonna hit in time? Oh,
Oh
no!
no!
Kellex drops the
Exactly.
beat.
I think the only thing that can happen here is they can have to trade. No, Kai
Kai
we gets
meanwhile,
2.
Finishing off on the
What
side,
a
makes it
round.
2. And that
Hey, we
is
said it was
Great
gonna be
Britain
close.
taking
A good
the round,
matchup.
But what a round it was.
I've been really impressed
Wow.
with Doge, actually. Pretty impressed.
We
with,
told you both
the
these teams are
early
stacked.
Diva play into the Winston play there at the end to stay alive, and I think that's just a taste of what we're going to see between these two teams. And yeah, I mean, Naga going absolutely nuts. Naga being the aggressor on the Tracer looked really good. Just both of these squads putting out some really excellent individual plays. And about as good as it can get. I do like the Denmark.
You love to see that, Chad,
really,
don't you?
Really prioritize getting control of the point. If they didn't get
love to see that.
flips there a couple times, like that match goes completely different.
I mean, you look at Great Britain was winning.
We'll see the
more
comps.
than
Are we going to
Denmark
get like a
was, but
similar?
Denmark
So
made up the
Great
difference
Britain's
by
very
just
committed to
the
playing this
number
more
one rule of
dive-based comp if they
Overwatch.
need
Get
to.
on the
And
objectives
Denmark
to
definitely likes to play a
and
bit more of that rush comp if they
paid
have
off
to.
big time.
But they have the
See if
talent to
that
play
point
any of the
press
team comps.
continues
But I can see why this is what they want to
into
play here.
The next round. Big difference though between what both teams are running.
The
here.
issue
Denmark,
is
they
that
do go
Great
to the
Britain
May
are
again.
predictable in this setup, but they're very good at it. Well,
Yeah, I mean, Naga's
sometimes if you're just good at a team
May
comp,
is
you're just good at a team comp.
excellent,
And it doesn't
so
matter how much a team
that's
knows you're
gonna
going to
be
play that team comp.
that they can
You're
rely
just
on,
good at
but
the team
we
comp.
Try to get a good.
You get what I'm saying?
Here.
I know that's like, yeah, if they're good at it, they're good at it. But like, sometimes you're just, you can, it's like, for example, right now in the World Cup, a lot of teams know that like Saudi Arabia is going to run Farah Mercy, right? Like, and someone in the chat just said that too. Like, you know they're going to run Farah Mercy. And you can go every counter in the book. Wait a second!
He's in the pit. He's gone.
Did you
And
see
just
that?
like that Doge with the next one. I don't know.
Did you see what
Was it
happened?
because of the Ramatra?
It might have. No, it might have been the Ramatra.
So what
Yeah, 'cause I
happened
think he,
was,
like, kinda
so
skipped
chat,
through it and it just
the
dropped him like a
vortex hit the
stone.
Winston like last possible
It looked a
second.
little bit weird, but that had to be.
That was because of the
what went on
vortex,
there.
by the way.
Denmark,
They didn't jump off the map. The vortex slowed him just enough on the
Huh.
jump that it just put it like it just Winston basically went like
Wow,
straight
That was interesting
into a
interaction.
wall
Sorry, I'm
because
a
of
little
that.
bit
That's what happened.
flabbergasted
It was because of the vortex.
I hear the wheels turning.
It was because of the vortex.
Just punches Backbone in the mouth. Denmark keeping control here thus far.
Yep, that was vortex.
Because
Because like if you're even in remotely and you're trying to jump out of it, you can still have the momentum out of it because usually it will kind of keep you in there if you're in the middle. But if you're on the outside of it, it has a little bit of like pull, kind of almost like if you get pulled into a grab, but you're gonna be able to jump out of it. But then like it just keeps you to the ground, and you just go right into the wall. That was a great vortex.
Denmark though, still plenty of tools to stall. Naga just gets pinned down. Jakaru doesn't let him get away.
It was just a great play.
So close
An
and so
unlucky
far
timing
to
for
Blizzard
Jakaru.
as Great Britain now
Like it was just one of those like
should
really
be
good
about to
plays.
get control.
Holy
Yeah,
crap.
54% though already for Denmark here, but Great Britain has been banking up enormous ultimates. Like this pulse bomb needs to find some pay
So
dirt,
Great
but
Britain
also
does
it's gonna be
have a
very
lot of
difficult
ults
for
coming up.
Denmark
The
to take
only
the
thing I
point
don't have is
against the
Hanzo, but
Winston in
Denmark
the final
also has
range.
3 ultimates, and 2 of those ultimates are
Ideally,
really good for winning team
you fight
fights or
the
taking the
Winston
point,
somewhere that is
which would be
not
Bob
over an enormous
and then
death
Mayo.
hit.
For example, when you use
I
Bob,
almost
you
feel
can
like
Bob
Naga,
point, and
though. I
that
see Naga's
requires
bar
Great Britain to
just
either have to
disappear.
disengage,
That's
give up the
just
point, and
what
then go back
happened
in,
when you tried
or
open it. Well, I'm
Bob
curious
will get a
to
bunch
see
of
his
value.
pulse
So it looks
at
like
Maimon.
Bob
Going into the
is
back.
on the point.
The approach.
So they're doing exactly that. They're sending Bob to the point now, and the only thing that Great
Now,
Britain can really do is be
turn
aggressive and
their
hopefully try to hold a
attention to
point. And if they don't,
Pulse
like,
bomb used here just yet, gonna go around.
you'll see it right now.
Doge under
The
pressure
bomb
to
on
get the
point is
biomate.
basically
Can't
designed
reload.
to
Pellet's also in danger. Shikaru just
make them go
slaps
all over the place.
people
Oh, that's a
around.
huge
Annihilation,
play.
though,
What a pulse
out.
bomb.
As I say that, Maimon got to the back, dealt with the
What a
back with
pulse
the pulse bomb. Naga, though, fires back in turn. Makes him pay for it as Denmark is trying to fight their way in. They don't have to worry about the Primal Rage anymore here, Hex and Naga. They're going to go with the Blizzard. They're looking for the isolation. Jakaru throws on the point. Astro drops a beat in response. I think that's a good beat. You just keep people alive. Denmark, though, they drop the later
This
beat.
is so
They go
close.
for
These
the
teams are just
highly
trading
aggressive
off.
engage, trying to make anything
Like,
happen
Britain's
later
like,
beat.
you know what?
They
No,
nearly
we're
get
going to let
Jakaru.
them get the point
It's
because I
a
feel like
good
if we
engage
just
from Great
disengage
Britain.
out, we can go back in because both teams use all their
gets the
ultimates.
point
So
during
don't be
some of
surprised
these
if Great Britain
duels,
going for a
so it
quick
is
dive right now
nice
because they know there's no
nice
ultimates on
disengage,
Denmark's side, and this
really
is their
good
timing.
beats by both
That's exactly
spots
what they're
to
doing. You can
keep
see them
the
diving
tanks
behind.
alive.
Tracer's in a
And
1v1,
now
but
we're back
behind
to the
the dive's
neutral.
actually happening.
And
And they're doing
Trade's
this
in
because it's the only play they have. They're going to be able to sit on the point
Kai
right now and
wins
try
those
to get the
trades, as it turns out, but
Ramattra would
Slay
actually instead
punishes
Slay gets the
Jakaru.
pick, and then now they're going to have to
Denmark
reset.
still
But
in
that's why they
control of the
disengaged.
point, and
Britain doesn't have
once
their
he
main
was
That's why they
doing it early,
disengaged.
yeah.
Britain doesn't have their main healer or their tank. They got to back up. So Britain has one more fight remaining.
Did you're fairly new to
Dragon
Overwatch,
can be
can
fine
somebody
just
explain
to
the
keep
differences
some
in team
space.
comps
So
and
if
why
you're
they use
Denmark,
them?
you're tracking all.
A
you
lot of it's
don't wanna be
synergy-based,
engaging on
like,
the rush right now because Dragon's
Your
just gonna
team
push you
comp
back.
all can dive. Your team comp can all stack together.
Here we
Your
go.
team comp
Great Britain
can
on
snipe
the way
across
in
the
a
map.
fight they
Your
must
supports
win
can help
around Denmark at
each other survive.
96%.
Things
Kai
like that.
holding
What a
down!
play.
Gets caught
What
by the
a
map
play
as
by
there's
Slay.
Mid Dragon. Denmark 5v4.
Woo! We're going to the third round of this map. It
that
feels
is
good to have a
enough
good
to
match
force
right
a
now,
round.
too. Like, this
You know
is
something
good.
really interesting there?
Sometimes the wordplay just makes it too
What's
obvious.
that?
I can't even think of it. But
Do you notice that Ramattra was never playing up? He was always playing back towards
Really
point.
well done
Yeah,
there.
that's
Big
the.
play.
I think that's to prevent them
Kai
from.
says H-Jacks,
I think it's like
which
for two
I think
reasons.
might
It's
mean
one to
Ajax.
basically prevent them from
Maybe
getting like
Yes.
a 3 point,
I'm not sure.
and two, it's so that if something does happen on a dive, you can run through the
Yeah.
back line.
Also, the legacies of some
Yeah.
Overwatch.
It's weird,
players,
though. I usually always
just
play really
became
aggressive there.
Ajax's legacy.
Yeah,
It's like,
I
we've
imagine
turned
that
you
like
into
against a dive comp,
descriptor
it's
in
really
the
hard to
game.
play
Even
aggressive
though you
there
haven't
if they
played
can
the game
isolate
in
you out,
years
especially
and
with
years.
one bubble. Yeah, I think if they were running like a different type of comp, they play it differently. But
I mean, think about how Cloud9
they're playing a little bit
feels,
further back
right?
with like the bomb. So
I mean, at some point, I think Jack probably just saw it as like a
Yeah.
free marketing.
Free marketing.
Keeps the brand relevant.
All right, we are.
All right, let's keep it
1-1
going,
here in
chat.
the Paul. Again, different compositions here as Denmark's going to go for
This is a good matchup.
a little hybrid of the Rush and then Shockwave on the Ashe. And Great Britain's going for kind of a strange dive-ish
Kai's
kind of
under
thing.
so much pressure. Already low. Somehow is able to shake it. I think there's a shockwave. And
okay, one change we're seeing now is I think they're going to go
Both teams
for
it's
more of
still
that
a full 5v5,
nano
but
Winston
again,
play that
watch
we
the
saw
point.
Great Britain
Denmark
do yesterday.
values the point.
So don't be
as we see
surprised to
over
let
and
Great
over
Britain
again.
give Denmark
And it
the
might be
point
close
right now to
control.
build up their
Even as
nano
this
as
fight
quick as
is
possible
still
if they can.
being
If like it doesn't go
contested.
well,
Both teams
they're going to give the
pretty
point there.
healthy
They're going to
right
try to
now.
get
Neymar
nano as quick as
is
possible. Obviously, if they get a
charging
pick, they'll
out
go
here
off
on
of that, but I think
attack.
that's their current play.
Generic damage coming out from the Tracer, but Denmark.
Oh, wait, and there you go. Now they're going to go in because Kai got a huge pick.
Gets
Okay, they're gonna
Slay.
kill the,
Some quick
Mei next, I
revenge
think.
at the end of last
That's a
round.
great play.
Shockwave
Moo,
solo
thanks for the
to
3
Naga
months.
out of it.
Sabrina, thank you.
And
Good
that
play.
should be a quick retake.
Really,
here for
really,
Great
really
Britain,
good play
but
right
it's
there.
Not one just yet, but Maimon certainly leading the way.
Well, I mean, why Denver is like, you know,
Like I said, it's okay to give up
prioritizing the
a
point
certain amount of
against their
percentage if it means you're going to get the point and
allows
build your ult charge. Look at Denmark's
When
ult
you've got
charge.
a
Look at
Mei
Great
and
Britain's.
you've got a Ramattra,
They
it's a
traded
little bit easier to have some
23%
staying power,
for about
but
a
at the
20%
moment that
advantage
you
on ult
lose
charges
a
across the
Baptiste,
board. Even a little bit
not
more now
only
that Denmark
losing,
had to
like,
switch to
your
Sombra.
splash damage,
Now
everything,
Great
you're
Britain
losing
probably
your
has 2
anti-dive,
team
which
fights
ends
for
up being
free,
the
which let's say on
immortality
average is about
field.
25
So
seconds
it's
per.
a
Puts them
little
at about
tough there,
80%
so
when Denmark
obviously
is with
losing
the
your
point
main
pen and
support
Denmark
early in
doesn't
the
get like an
fight
early
is
pick.
bad. We saw it
So-
there. Shockwave's going to go over to the Sombra again.
He's going to start with Tracer. Tracer's going to go for an early
It's not
pulse
bad,
bomb and
but
try
you won't
to
have
build up
Naga
time for their
Tracer to
ultimates.
back it up. It's
Obviously,
a little different than the last time we saw it. Maimon, meanwhile, in the back.
stop the
in
lamp!
the sights. Immortality field, though.
Kai does
Save
get a
the
pick,
map at the
though.
moment. However, there's no
let me see.
saving Naga from
If Jakaru
Kai,
builds up
who's
ult here or
being
Funny Astro builds up
consistent
beat, then I think they're going to keep going for
Great
this.
Britain still
And I
in
think
control
Denmark
of the
recognizes that, which is why they're
back
playing a little bit
towards
slower.
your
Sometimes people are like,
tank.
hey, why are you playing so
Dragon
slow on that one? It's
from
because
right
they
down
recognize those
corner
ults there.
here.
It doesn't mean they're going to perfectly track the
Walk out
ultimates,
from
right?
Doge, punches Jakaru in the
Like they're
mouth.
tracking the
And
ultimate, but
Denmark
they're not going to be
still
exact
trying
on
to
it. They
get the
might
point
have
flip,
Funny
but this time
Astro
around,
having
Great
beat
Britain
while Funny
doesn't
Astro's
have
at
that.
93%. So there's a
Denmark's
time in
gonna
there, and like
back up
obviously it
here
can be
and not
hindsight
lose there's
and look
anyone
at it like,
else.
oh, why are they going in? And some of that time is because they're tracking that ultimate and they're really close, and just they don't know they're at 93%.
Looking, and no, it's back button finishes off.
Prime sub. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Let Kai do all the work.
And that's kind of what's
happening. You can't even go in
happening.
now. Like you just have no healing. Naga is going to be in trouble. Maybe Ice blocks his way out and gets a pack at some point, but yeah, you have to wait for Slay. Slay's actually just going to switch. Just gets off
Slay
of
is
the
basically
Baptiste
what's
and
happening
goes
now
over
is they're
to
diving
Moira.
Slay every
Maybe more
team fight, so Slay has to do
survivability,
more
a
so
little
it doesn't
more
get dove.
sustain.
Great Britain is
just to
now
be able
going
to
to
get an
probably
ultimate
be
up
aggressive
before
with
Great
Winston
Britain
out
caps.
first and then
Also,
Nano
I think
Winston
Naga
after,
might
or
go
you
to
might see
the
them
first
lead in
one
with
closer to
Nano,
that. I think
which they let it with
on the
Nano
spot
and
a
then
little
Winston
earlier,
out
but
after
all
the
the
EV.
sleep.
Sometimes you'll see it go the other way, so you can
Shockwave
build up
just
Winston
takes a
again,
quick nap,
but either or is
you know,
fine.
Still decent for Denmark. I got
Great
picked
Britain's
off
not gonna
early,
ult.
and
They will not
I
ult
think it's one of those blessings.
This is gonna be a trade.
I was just gonna say that,
Denmark's
yeah.
winning the fight anyway, so they just get to save the
Yep.
EMP.
They're going to try to get to 99%.
I mean, the
Little bit of
Blizzard
bad
And it's
luck
pretty
on
much
Great Britain.
around the time as we
Yeah.
talked about, like, they were
But
going to
I
lose a
was
team
thinking
fight
the
due to
same
the
thing,
else.
Like, wow, now they're going to win that fight and have EMP for the next one. But
Yeah.
the Blizzard had to come out. Denmark now in control, but if you're
But you
if you're
can't hear me
Denmark,
right now
like,
when I'm talking
you
to her
kinda
that?
wanna take
It's
the
like,
fight
I
to
feel like
them
it's
with
really
this
hard to
EMP,
get,
don't
like,
let
a
them get
perfect,
set up.
like, here, I can do this.
Slay has been haunted by
Here, I'll do
fire. I
this.
think
You ready?
that's 3 deaths in a row.
Yeah, the arrows, they just don't miss. Is
that a
what
little
we're
bit better?
seeing here. But
Like-
the EMP comes up for Shockwave. Get rid of Astro. Wow, just annihilate him. An EMP for
Just
one.
got
Oh, that seemed fun, huh?
Doge in the middle of the point. Annihilation.
Oh, that's
has to be
so
on the
evil.
mind here. Annihilation comes out, and he's going to walk forward and keep on punching. Shockwave.
So,
finds
Chad, to
him
give you an
on
idea,
in
we're
back.
seeing the
Well,
same
Sonic
thing
arrow
right
that's
now.
stuck in your head and just like all over the
Aggression
place.
towards Great Britain
Oh, the
here.
Sonic arrow, it's
They
great, I
kinda
love
have
it.
2 hex, 'cause
Yeah.
there is a big progress disparity between the two teams.
Yeah, big progress disparity, but I mean,
So-
Denmark has done a pretty good job of at least.
Here's
staggering
where
their
Great
ultimate
Britain's at.
economy.
They're
You saw
pretty
previously it
aware
was the
that
DPS
Slay has
ults, and
Moira
now
ult,
this
and it's
time
also
it
the
ends
only
up
ult they
being,
have. Right?
The tank
So what do you
ultimates,
do when they
and
have
now
Moira
Denmark
ult?
has
They need to
both
try to
support
bait out
ultimates
the
to go
Moira
for
ult
Great
early,
Britain. The bank is
and
a
then
little bit
disengage
empty now.
out, and then go back in so they can go back in with beat.
And, it's gonna
They-
be what
they-
everyone
they-
gets for
they might
Christmas. It's
think there
cold
might be
for
beat so
Denmark
far.
on the way. And
But
look,
yeah,
it's
that's
not
what they're
the
doing right
flashiest
now. They're trying to
ultimate,
build up a
but
nano during
it
this. So they're going to
does
slow play this as much as they
job.
can. There's the Moira ult.
As long as he doesn't get hit
They're gonna try to
immediately,
disengage
but
that. You're gonna see
Kai's
them all
a little
fall
bit busy
back.
with Shockwave over here.
Okay, this is what they
And
wanted.
I
Now,
like what
Funny
Denmark
Astro
is
has
doing,
beat.
and
Oh,
pushing
no!
Kai a little bit more. Don't give Kai the
Oh,
good
no.
shots. Naga just strips
That was the
Astro
one
off
thing
the
that
ball
couldn't happen.
pistol, and now it's anyone's game. 99
Oh,
to
no.
95. Great Britain needing to make a play.
Because they're just gonna
Astro's
beat.
not gonna be
They're
back
just gonna
for a
beat
little
the
bit
beat.
yet.
There's no other reason
Still
not
in
to.
Spawn with the beat, and that's a beat that Great Britain
Oh,
needs.
my.
Shockwave finds backbone. And after Great Britain, you got to delay. You got to delay till the
Stop
beat comes
back in
out.
time.
Beat
If
comes
Jakaro
out.
can build ult here,
What's
this could
gonna
actually be a long
capitalization
stagger
here for
on
Great
point.
Britain? Denmark is still at a full
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Slay shaking
Kai
pressure.
gets 2.
Kai finds Kelix and Slay.
Jakaro's going to be able to ult here in time. It has to stay on the point, so it won't get as much value as you want to. But Backbone might be able to get back as Moira. This is going to be interesting.
Almost there on the first
Basically,
map.
Jakaro
They
can't
just
get off the
more.
point,
Jakaro,
so
though,
kinda has to just
good
stay there.
delay right now for Great
I
Britain.
think
Is
Denmark's
that
gonna get
enough
this
to
'cause
back
May's
to
about
the
to have
point?
ult. He's gonna be able to
This is
zone him
so
out.
back and forth hex.
I just don't
This
think.
one is getting
Oh,
really hard to
no.
call. It's going to be a Blizzard coming out, though, from Naga. Kai has gone to the Pharah of all of things, and Denmark pulls it off in the end.
Oh,
I
what a
really like
first
what the
map.
Kelix ended up doing with the beat there, even though Funny Astro came back.
We told you this was gonna be a good matchup.
And it was 5v4. And
All
it
right,
doesn't
Chad, are you
necessarily
ready?
Work on Gibraltar. Just
Are you
'cause
ready?
every
I'm ready.
low
This is
ground
gonna be a good
flanked
one.
by high ground.
Oh, he's gonna go
There's
hog?
a
Okay,
couple
true.
different pathing
It looks like
issues,
Denmark
and
is gonna
now,
go
like, with
for-
the ability to
I don't know
switch
what their comp's
spawns
gonna be. We
and
gotta
things,
wait.
Gibraltar
Because they're
won't
not
be
playing
the,
this
the
comp.
Venus flytrap of maps, which it used to be. If you captured first point.
Okay, so the
while
reason
other-
why they're
or
going-
second point rather when the other team was in spawns, like the map just killed you essentially. You had to jump off.
Yeah, which while nostalgic, it is good to see the map get some tweaks over time. But here we go, Denmark out the gates
Here we
here
go.
on the attack, and running with the Junker Queen and a Sombra Reaper here, Hex.
Yeah, Denmark.
Okay, so Denmark's running the Sombra Reaper.
Call their comp.
It's almost that they want to play like an aggressive,
without the May, there's not going to be the wall.
It seems
to
like
pin
they
the
want
other
to just
team
like
against,
stay
but
together
Great
here
Britain doesn't have a Lucio to
and just run at them or
So
disengage
Denmark
out and
finds a
just
good
kill the
angle to
Winston.
get in
Okay,
there.
so the Reaper
They
is
can
there to
definitely
actually kill the
rush down
Winston.
targets with the Reaper
They
and
know Great Britain's gonna
I
run
think
that
step
Winston
number one,
comp,
you see Kai just
so they're gonna
ultimate
go.
shot
They're
from
gonna
above.
go
Deal with
Reaper
that
and dare
first.
them to
Deal
switch to
with
deep.
here, or you will live to regret it. But Denmark right now, they just kind of want to survive. Keep the payload moving under.
Go.
Hey, at some point, you gotta jump down, and Jakaru does
Yep.
just that, but also immediately jumps back up. Does not want to overstay his welcome there as Denmark.
Okay, here we go,
again,
Chad.
Objective focused, getting through this underpass, which is not always free.
Yeah, and I mean, this is, I think, one of the reasons that Great Britain went.
Great Britain's
to
okay with this. You
Gibraltar
don't have to
first,
like
because
play
Kai
close
and
there
the
in that
sidelines,
comp. You
even
just need to
like up
control
here,
these high grounds and look
running
for the
an
perfect
Ashe or
dive.
even like a
I actually
Soldier
really
76
like
up
this
there
Reaper
is,
like choice.
Fantastic.
And it's because
Reaper's
they just
gonna have to be the
they're
one to
saying,
deal
hey,
with it,
we
'cause
know you're gonna
Lawrence
play
really
Winston,
has
so
high
we're gonna
ground
play
unless you wanna
Reaper
send
if we
Kelix
have attack you at
there,
all at
maybe
any
a
point we're
Somber
near you,
to
you're gonna
harass,
fall
but
over.
Naga
Like, we're
can
gonna
just
do a lot of
maybe try
damage to you.
to,
So what
flank
what
up there.
Great Britain has to
Reaper's
do is try to build
extremely
up
quiet
their
and flanking
nano
close
as quick as
by.
possible, but they do actually have a really quick
Kai
pulse
is
bomb
getting
coming up, which
pressured
this
right
pulse
now,
bomb,
so
basically if
take a look
Great
at
Britain
what
hits this
between
pulse
both
bomb and
teams
wins
at
this
the
first
top
team
of your
fight,
screen.
they're gonna have a good
Kai's
out
a big
rotation for about a
deal.
minute and a half.
Shockwave though getting really, really low.
Denmark is kind of playing this waiting game and like challenge them and like dive them. But they're not going to dive them because they're really hard to actually get on. But now they have to touch point. And there you go, Kai with a huge pick. Backbone gets the limb. You get the pulse. You get the pulse bomb.
No, you don't.
And now look at the ult charge on Great Britain. They have a couple of ults they can rotate. Denmark has ults, but honestly, like some of their ultimates aren't even going to get as much value with playing the high ground. So what Denmark is going to have to do now is try to be aggressive with Kitsune, which they're going to build up Kitsune. They're going to have beat as like the after to that if they need to beat. If Great Britain can survive that, and I think they're just going to be aggressive with Nano on Winston. If they're able to even remotely trade, Britain will have the sustain, and then they're just going to win the whole first round.
You can get whatever judicial order you want, unless you go there and move them yourself. It's not happening. That is the #1 issue. But here comes the beast and the teleport. It's everyone going to knock on the door. Kai, though, drops a bomb in response. Great Britain able to shake a lot of pressure. Doge getting really low.
There's the trade.
The focus was there. Jakar, though, out. Neither team with the tank.
Oh, what a play.
Gets dropped right after. It's a nice
EMP
from Shockwave Hex.
Such a great EMP.
Not a lot of the rest of his team is.
Yeah, just pushing that as hard.
And what happened there, Reaper was able to come in from the side there and hit 3 to 4 shots
to evict the other team. Also, the
which I thought was really good.
Combo on the ground is just
that was very well played.
Like the fire rate going high.
You said they're going to switch off Queen. I think this is a design around being able to keep their team up and have multiple ways to disengage or engage if they need to. And also, like, if you get on, like, the honor brig, etc. So this is more designed to... They're going to play as, like, what is called, like, a death ball comp. And essentially make it so Winston does not have a fun time. If they do that, they're confident that they can win the team fight elsewhere, which is what you're seeing.
Got knifed.
And I think it's actually why they're probably just going to hold and they're going to push right through.
He's just getting crushed by
they're basically, what they're doing comp-wise is they're challenging Great Britain to switch their comp. It doesn't mean that Great Britain's comp doesn't work. They're saying that if we keep rolling right now, they're going to have to switch that comp. Right?
Rally comes out. Shockwave, though, gets backbone immediately. Again, a 5v4 in favor of
Which
Denmark.
so far,
Astro, and Denmark
what's happening?
Up.
It's not going well.
The hack on
and that's why they're on this comp. Now, maybe they might have to switch on third because the sight line's going down. But right now, they're saying, listen, you want to play? Switch your comp.
Because if you do not take that first momentum fight and take shuttle and you take high grounds and you let the defense set up,
third point could go okay though for Great Britain here, because they do have the sight lines. But remember, there's EMP.
So to ride that first momentum to get
he has to go
people
Hog
up
here. Yes, Hog
on
against the Reaper.
shuttle
I think is a
that
good
high ground
play.
away. I think it's the hardest part of the map is offensive B.
Look at Astro. Astro nearly goes down there. It gets a little bit of support. But Shockwave still holding on to the EP. Still just fighting the supports here. The backline teleports out. That is ridiculous pressure.
They're gonna nano Jakaru, but like, who's Jakaru getting on?
Back still has the EMP. Jakaru gets the nano, goes on in. EMP from Shockwave dropped to the back. Naga finds backbone.
Okay, gets the Reaper, which is a surprise.
Naga 4v4.
Gotta watch for that mercy rest.
Here from Denmark, so
okay,
for a little bit more. And,
not bad.
I was not gonna give it to him.
Not bad.
And also, like, it's a really nice duplicate here too. Double tanks on the field seems unfair in Overwatch 2. So they're going to be able to pull that one off. And Denmark sent back to the drawing board. Shockwave with the solo EMP has worked out sometimes. Was able to get backbone there, but not able to clean up the kill on the Kai towards the end as well. And this is the first time that Great Britain's had some breathing room on defense.
Oh, Kai, how does Kai not die there? He got down to like 2 HP. The healing.
Killed him.
Yeah, the healing was just...
But remember what I was saying about Great Britain on this one. Third point does play a little bit more into Great Britain's comp. Winston's still going to struggle a little bit with value, but as long as Winston isn't overcommitted and feeding, which Jakaru is a great Winston player.
Still a problem.
Great Britain has this sight line.
The problem that Denmark are in
the offensive A
Bunny
with a 5 gift. Thank you, Bunny. I appreciate that.
This one's a little easier because at least there's like stairs and it's not as tucked away as A point high ground.
I think on third point now they're probably going to be fine.
Big issue they're going to have to deal with
beforehand, Denmark is able to snowball that. But keep in mind, Denmark now has a bunch of ultimates. After this team fight right here, they're just going to shred Bob. Bob's falling over, by the way.
Bob's about to go back.
There's literally a Kitsune right there. This team fight right here will be that. I mean, this will basically decide how the rest of this map's going to go.
Fire on down, but here comes the pressure. EMP out. However, Shockwave and Naga also out. Not the most effective time. Just immediately.
That was like you and I playing DPS on like. You and I trying to do something
Naga
on Reaper.
playing Reaper like I play Reaper. This teleport right in your face.
That's us playing DPS.
Unfortunately,
dude, I was saying, it's crazy how this game has literally devolved
into 2 months siege. Thank you.
Who can kill who first? Can Denmark kill the tank, or can Kai kill all of them first?
Pretty much, I've been explaining that like in a little bit like of a longer way. Like, there's really good sight lines for Kai here. Dracaro's not going to have the best time here as long as he doesn't overfeed though, because he's a good Winston. They could go in their favor. You know,
Yeah.
like,
It's actually like, who can they all kill him first, or does Kai kill all of them first?
that's the summary of it exactly. The sight lines are good for Kai, and if Dracaro doesn't feed, which, like I said, Dracaro's a really good Winston, then they can have a good.
I mean, it's tough though against that.
Oh, exactly.
Like, what do you do?
Man, I don't know what if you were explaining it, but like this comp by Denmark is designed to say don't have fun on Winston.
Yes,
that's what that comp was.
I was telling I've experienced this many times.
Like their idea was challenging. They were trying to get Great Britain to switch off their comp.
Pressured on both ends.
But then once they got the third point and they won that first team fight, now you have the sight lines for Kai.
They get one more reset.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah, they finally got Kai in the high
Even
ground,
second
but,
could have been really
at
good.
what
They just
cost?
kind of got steamrolled.
I think they
that
thought
comp is
like
really good
once
at that
they
now.
pushed under the archway, under the bridge, that Kai was like.
That's exactly what we were talking about with that.
The
The sight lines are really good for Kai here. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Denmark is going to be a little.
As a bronze 3, you said you can do much better than what you're seeing here. Yeah, I'm sure.
Really dislodge him now with the Winston. You can
definitely,
try to get this dive
Oh
going too.
shit!
The Shockwave EMP is going to be everything.
Yeah, I agree. This is entirely set up by the EMP. Denmark, can they land the EMP before the engage comes in? Can Shockwave make a count? He's going in from the top. Goes in for Kai. They got to get Kai. Oh,
Such
the nano!
a great
what a
play
well-timed nano from Backbone.
by
Wasn't caught
Boneback
in the
right there.
EMP.
That was
Saves
such a
Kai's
good play.
life. And also
That nano,
gives Kai nano.
I
That's
actually think wins them this team
terrifying
fight.
at the same time.
That
Takes
was
down
such a
Doge
good
and-
nano.
Oh, man.
Did sorry you were
really
talking in
well-timed
Flash chat?
support play
Yeah, Meme
from
Machine. He said
Great
bronze
Britain.
3 though, not bronze
And
5.
that should be it for this round of Gibraltar.
Not bad.
Far, but not quite far enough.
Yeah, it's a good offense, but that's just phenomenal support play by Great Britain to understand your losing condition is an EMP right there. Because we saw the nano goes down immediately, and that was good. It was good spacing.
That nano is why
to
they
have
won
your
that team
Ana
fight.
far
That
away.
reaction
Yeah,
was perfect.
I was
But
muted for
also
that, so
bouncing
chat.
off immediately,
You didn't
too.
hear it, but I was just waiting to chat.
There's a small
Have you
window
watched
where
this
can
meta just
get
form
your
in the middle of
ultimate
this
off
game?
before the EMP hits too? So
what
both supports
way?
for Great Britain being
EMP
ultra aware that that's their losing condition.
EMP meta?
Is if everyone
Yeah,
gets EMP,
they were using
both
EMP
able
to
get
just
the
delete somebody
ultimates off
every
and
round,
Yeah.
like in the
really
first
smart play.
round. Now they're using Nano
given
to
what
stop
they were
it.
going up against in Kai
Yeah.
and Great
Every
Britain
time they
in that
EMP somebody, they
very,
instantly
very
get
strong
nanoed.
push
Well, that's what
for
I was saying
Gibraltar.
right there. That
There's
nano
definitely
by
places here
Boneback was
on
actually like what
offense
won
where
them
a
that
team
team
can
fight.
get
If
hung
that
up.
doesn't
You
happen
can
as
get hung
instant
up
as it
on
does,
A.
that's a different team
I think,
fight.
like I said, offense on B
was such a
can
good
be
play.
brutal unless you're
Yo,
able
do
to
you
really go
you wanna
through it,
do you wanna interview Dracaru
really
after
good
the
play.
game?
I mean,
From
is that an
Denmark, Great
option?
Britain's gonna have to.
Yeah, BP
finish
just
the
asked
map.
me, so I'm assuming it's
Otherwise, they're
legit.
gonna drop their first match of the tournament.
Well, the other thing here too is that
Well, I mean,
Denmark should
can we
match up
decide,
a little bit better
how
on
the match
defense
goes
where,
first?
You know, you think about how Great Britain was running, you know, the last round.
What does
They were
that
using
mean?
I mean, do you
last
want
round
if they get
defensive
if say they
geometry
lose this
available
match, do we
to
want to
them
get, hey, how was your
maximize the impact
match?
of Kai. They did it very well. It's not as easy on the attack because
You know what I
your
mean?
spawn point
Like, do you
does not
wanna-
just spawn you
Are
on
you
the
saying
high
there's a
ground
chance they
and
would
make the
lose?
teams go to you,
I'm just
right? So
saying.
even though I
Let's
think
see how the
Kai's gonna be
match
super
goes. Do you want to?
effective here,
Hey,
you know, in
I know you just
theory,
lost to
it
Denmark
is a
here. How you
little bit
feeling?
less
Like,
oppressive to
or
deal with
if they
than
win, then yeah.
Yeah. That said, I do like Great
Let's
Britain
see
maybe
how
trying
that-
to run this Echo Mercy to get some of the high ground and take it away, and to really work with the Winston dive. Although Denmark is running like kind of this anti-dive catch here.
Well,
yeah.
Shockwave was behind the right corner, picked correctly, and immediately sent Mercy to the grave. The one hero you're not rezzing, as it turns out. Name on them.
No, what we're saying, chat, is that, like,
Great Britain. Astro's gonna be back out of spawn soon. It'll lead to the final
obviously
four.
we've.
Denmark.
Also, wait, who did you say was?
Who
did you say was saying in the interview?
Get hit by the Bionade.
That Patrick Murray.
Oh, great. Now we already know what's going to happen in this match anyway.
At the end, Emongg finding some decent room here on the Echo at the same time as pretty solid opening here for the Great Britain offense.
I think Denmark may be playing this. I mean, maybe they'll make switches here given what Great Britain's running, but you run this composition kind of in a way where, you know, it's a great defensive composition because you don't have to win fights. You have to stall card. And so, like, this composition is really good at, like, taking space and keeping space. The big issue is of this Echo Mercy.
But basically, what I mean by that is, like, as
untouched.
At least how I see it. Sometimes when you're playing like matches and then you like, hey, it's sometimes teams want to just kind of chill after a match if they end up losing it, which I actually think Great Britain's playing really well right now.
So boost the really good Ash or keep Echo alive, and well, Emongg finds Shockwave, doesn't let him get away that time. as Great Britain looking really healthy, but as that happens,
You said J3's been interviewing some of the teams on the losing teams?
Junker Queen this time around.
I mean, hey, if he wants to go on, that's fine.
Damage threats right now is Great
Britain.
But slowly
I think this is going to be a good match.
I think that Great Britain or that Denmark wanted to play car wash down at the bottom. They wanted to have all their brawlers in the big pack and maybe Stalkart down there. But Great Britain was able to move it far enough that they never were able to get their composition set
After
up
this
in that
round,
position.
let's join my Discord because I'll have VP join. And then he said he'll
to what end?
We'll see how it is after the game.
Yeah, no, it's fine either way. It's more of like if he wants to at that point.
But you look at the
Yeah. He just wanted to. He was just saying like to give an easy access. I was like, okay, we can just do it in my Discord. We drag in.
You're feeling a lot better as Great Britain right now, so long as you win the first fight on point B, which is map changes or no, very, very important.
Okay, some switches come in
that's
here.
not what we're saying,
Doja's gonna go to
BBA.
the Diva. That should help at least with the Sky combo. Kelix goes over to the Moira, with a little more sustain.
Good start by Great Britain here, by the way.
Sky combo, but pretty good for Denmark to get control of this.
Good start by
high
Great
ground
Britain
early
here.
All important first plan B still going on.
This has been quite the play.
Backbone just focus on
Kai is popping off right now.
Fine Slay deals with the Kiriko. Great Britain again up 5 before Doge able to get back into it after healing up. Shockwave really low, has the EMP, and Kai finds him at the same time. No EMP gonna be dropped, and this is surgical. No one's really getting poked down in Great Britain. But hey, that's not poke, that's just full-on bomb. But what does that do in this situation? You still have an enormous number advantage as Denmark is just struggling to find their footing.
Yeah, I mean, the Diva's actually really struggling against this Echo. You've seen the beam.
I'm going to be honest with you, Chad. Great Britain is dominating right now. And just to talk about this, Denmark has had to switch off of that comp that... This allows Jakaru to absolutely pop off. Like, Jakaru is, like I said, a great Winston player.
Right now, Denmark needs to find their footing and get a fight.
I mean, a little bit of stability. Kitsune gonna come out here from Denmark. What other fall through do you have? Shockwave gets hit with the Bionade, drops the EMP before dying. And the fall through just is not there. Astra on Backbone on the punish on the both DPS
Great
of Denmark.
Britain is dominating
Great
right now.
Britain looks to just easily cruise through.
Keep in mind, though, just keep this in mind. Denmark had very similar time pool that we're about to see, maybe a little bit. I'd say they had about 20 seconds less.
Just been kind of running wild all over this team. And
Great Britain held.
No one's really been shooting up. It's tough, and like Diva can be. Okay,
no, I think it was like a 20-second difference, maybe.
But it's just
there's plenty of time left in this one to see what happens. So I'm very curious.
Both offense and defense are
that's
brutal. A little something to be desired.
Shockwave gets hit with the Bionade, finished off, and Backbone just drops the LOL. This is the attitude I expect from Great Britain in the Overwatch World Cup. I'm glad. That's what we need. Speaking of Backbone, Nano,
here we go.
Good to go.
Shockwave
and,
Widow.
I have to go on Jakaru here soon as Jakaru is like, please, save me. Heal me. No Nano required here.
I think there will be a Nano here, though. I think what's going to happen here is they're going to Nano
interesting
Jakaru
switch.
into their backline. They're going to try to dive the BAP again. Remember the success they had earlier in one of the matches where they dove the BAP? They're going to look for the BAP right away as soon as they can, probably with that Nano, and go for a play. Thanks for the 7 months of the Regis round. Thank you.
Went in, got low, got the Nano at the right time.
I think the overall goal here would be to dive their BAP. That's what's been working. I think BAP might be playing... Yeah, far back right. No lamp. There you go. Yeah.
Backbone goes down early, but the dive is still really good
on that dive. Still an opportunity here because they are going to have Mayo. This Mayo's going to basically decide this fight. Oh no!
Usually the defense likes scrappy fights here.
Oh my!
Respawns are going to be coming.
That was such a good hold by Denmark.
If anyone was still up, Naga could have delayed.
Yeah,
oh my!
Seems like the comfort hero of Ramatra right now. Has played it so well in the previous map, and
I mean, for me, Vanguard, I just like close matches.
Enough to pressure up, but eventually these teams have to land.
If I'm going to be honest with you, I just enjoy good Overwatch matches when it comes to the teams that are winning.
And play different angles.
I just want to see good matches.
Almost know that the
no, I was saying that dive. I didn't say that was it on the match. I was saying that dive on the BAP.
You're going to have to commit some resources to deal with Shockwave.
This is like an all-in play here. I think they're just going to dive.
The aggro of a Winston. Meanwhile, Kai finds Slay again.
There we go. They're down BAP. Okay, now it's a 5v3. Obviously, there's a Mayo that might have been used. I can't tell.
Just like that.
I think it was.
Great
Yeah, it
Britain
was.
on their way to force a map 3. Everything going right for them on this.
We're going to map 3.
Gibraltar point C.
All right, chat.
Quick little slide.
Going
into
to map
victory, and
3.
Map 3.
You notice they went into spawn on Widow and didn't get healed up?
Overwatch Hex.
Yeah, because it's not like the same the way it usually works. The
It's
doorway's
one of the great
further
things
away.
about this format is that where teams are able to pick a map.
That was a
and,
good
that
map.
Just made so
Get through, and if they don't, that'll be a story unto itself. Because what we're
I'm
seeing,
surprised by New
it's
Queen
not
Street
that
here.
This is just
I just feel like New Queen Street, like,
we've seen matches in Overwatch.
I want to
in
see what
history
Britain
where
runs, Great
it goes
Britain
to
runs
3.
here.
Or,
You know what it
if you
is?
think back to CERT,
Here's my
it
take.
goes to 7, and it's not good Overwatch.
I
This match has
think
gone to
Denmark
3,
is
and it
confident on
very
this
good
map.
Overwatch.
Yeah,
And
again, 3 teams
even
will come
then,
out of Group
Great
A,
Britain's
Group A
comp isn't
includes
going to be the
France
best
and-
on this
and
map.
Belgium.
So they're
Obviously
like,
Netherlands,
well,
Italy,
maybe they're not the best
Spain
Coliseum
as
team, so it came down to
and
Esperanza or New
Portugal,
Queen Street, and they went with
there's-
New Queen
there's a
Street.
chance that
That has to be my
one of
guess.
these teams ends up getting upset.
It has to be my guess.
So far, they look like 2 of the best. And we'll see as the tournament goes through. Kai is going to be on Sojourn. Shockwave's going to try to match that with an Ashe, and then it's going to be I think the core of Denmark's strategy is Naga on Mei, which is best hero, and Doge on Maja, which I think is best hero.
Yeah, those are 2 very clear comfort picks. Emongg right now looking to add a little bit of pressure to the Shockwave, open things up for Kai. To drop
here we go.
Blow. Both teams for now feel each other out. Kai, though, under pressure in the back, getting
congrats,
very low. Denmark.
Good start so far across the board. Both teams are playing a little bit slow. We've seen this a lot on these push maps where both teams aren't going to just dive in because there's really no need to yet, right? Like the early 20-meter advantage you would get, and most of these teams are valuing building your ult charge and then being able to go in and, like, you don't want to be the team to feed in immediately and just lose the advantage. They want to take their time. If they have to give up 20 meters, that's okay. Play it smart. Keep your map control. Don't over push it. Try to go to a spot right now where try to go to a spot where you can, like, how do I explain it? You just want to set up correct. Is the best way to put it.
Off here in the middle, but the real story is what's going on between.
Notice how nothing's happened? Now we have a window. Jakaro might be out of position there. Nothing Jakaro can really do.
Like one tech maybe buyout, but Jakaro's the one that needs help. On the other end, Kai again gets hit for half. Slay.
This is exactly what Denmark wanted to do. Denmark was saying, "Dive us," right? That was their strategy there. They're gonna set up. You're gonna have to try to dive them. They'll take as much poke damage as they can. Now, we go to the flip side of that. Now they're going to go in with Nano Winston, right?
All your sustain is gone.
So Boneback is going to
this is kind of the
Nano
very first push you
Winston.
It just comes off of 1 kill.
Right?
And as much as Slay
and then they're
going to
try to trade off of that. Problem. If Denmark, okay, I was going to say if they can build their Mei ult or their Ashe ult in that time, then that becomes a little bit different. What do? They disengage back, and they can't do anything against it because they were prepared for that, right? So that's why they're just kind of staying in the middle. They kind of just waited, right?
Quick immortality field,
Which is why they're doing it.
Naga and Doge both low. Naga still under pressure. Wants to live to Blizzard here at the very least. Naga still under pressure. Goes down. Kai finishes off with the overclock shot. Still railguns in reserve. Kai looking for a little bit more. And Emongg able to find Doge and Great Britain claps right back.
Yeah, they will be able to in full reset now from Denmark. Now, always the question is are they going to be in a good enough position to fight before 38 meters? I believe so. I mean, the bot moves pretty slowly here, and at the very least, you can chuck Bob at it.
Yeah, here we go, I like Denmark's position here. I mean, the number one thing is where's the Blizzard going to go, right? That is probably
okay. So far, Great Britain is
kind of do whatever.
Well, even number one.
I'm trying to figure out what the next play is going to be here. I think what Denmark will probably do is they're going to try to go for a Mei ult just to clear them out and see if they can bait it on ultimate. I mean, they're going to go for a Mei ult, but they're going to be okay if they can use it to control map, right? Oh no, but the flank play. Wait a second.
Find Shockwave.
I mean, this just goes in favor of.
Still drop the Blizzard, and this is
Denmark's going to disengage.
You know, Denmark's hanging in there despite the early pick-up.
Yeah, Denmark's just going to disengage.
A little bit more delay. Beat coming in here, Annihilation coming in here. Denmark emptying the bank, and they might not get much in return. Emongg doesn't care, takes down Doge, and that Blizzard was at the very end of the fight, Hex.
That went as bad as it could go.
No.
Denmark used absolutely everything.
Denmark used every single ultimate. I thought they were just going to disengage.
Still don't win the fight. Great Britain used.
They went for it. I thought they were going to disengage because they had lost one, and it seemed like Great Britain had enough position and control with their ults. Instead, what's going to happen now is Great Britain's just going to play further back. I mean, Denmark can still kind of hold this and play like they did before. And there's the nano play,
right
because
now
this is
it's
all they
looking
have
rough.
on that
Jakaru
play.
gets nano
But
early.
Slay goes down
Maimon
immediately.
again finds
So
a pick. Maimon has been playing out
okay, here's the
of their
positives
minds
for
right now as Naga
Denmark on this.
finds Astro.
There's still plenty of time.
Early here, but the rest of it is
For
going
Great Britain,
all in favor of Great Britain.
they're going to get the
Really
checkpoint.
nice
Watch Denmark now, they're going to
Jakaru,
spawn up
and
immediately.
They're not stopping here, Hex.
Why
This is where
do they spawn
just
up immediately?
Lethal damage can be done
Right?
in push, where it can be
They
difficult
spawn
to
up
bring back
immediately
They're just
because when you get the checkpoint for the first time, the other team spawns up immediately. Denmark used that opportunity to make a switch to Moira and Reaper now to make their comp less diveable. They're going more of that deathball comp we saw they ran on Gibraltar, which worked for the first 2 points. On a map like this, it can also work. They're not going to get as much value as they think they can with Mayhealth anymore, so now they're switching to more of like, okay, we're going to make it so Winston can't get a play, and we're going to challenge the rest of the team to beat.
I'm going to go help
beat
and
them.
kill the back line,
So,
and that's what's happened.
That's what the swap is there, and that's why that happened.
All right, Denmark in a tough spot. Great Britain coming out with some excellent play here
Ooh.
thus far as Kai strikes. Just lands it onto Kellex, and that could be a backbreaker. The Denmark as Maimon piles on, gets the post bomb stick onto the tank.
You got to
And
give
guess what,
Denmark's
Hex?
comp a
We're
little bit of
adding
time
on
to like
even
amp
more
up here.
progress for Great Britain.
Yeah, and the forward spawns are going to be really hard to overcome. This map
kinda
is
like
so
amp up here.
momentum based. I mean, we have seen a couple
got the
of
reminder
different
skill? Let's go.
instances
Heck
of
yeah.
teams bring it back from about 80 to 80 plus meters, but man, it looks like Denmark's in a rough spot. Plenty of time left though, 4.5 minutes.
It is a lot of time, but it is a long way to go now, especially when Denmark has not won a fight in a while. Jakaru already another primal ready to go.
Huge
Welcome
play.
out here from Slay. Jakaru though goes, let's interrupt this.
Here we
little
go.
bit. However,
This is interesting.
able to find
Yeah, I was gonna say because Denmark, Denmark is in the midst of like building up their ultimates right now, right? Great Britain is gonna keep running the same rotation of plays, which their rotation essentially is this:
on the Kellex.
Nano Winston.
For being a route, but I think Denmark is
If they don't have Nano Winston, they're either gonna have a pulse bomb or they're gonna have a play by a Sojourner. And they just
At least
keep
a little
rotating
bit. I
those
mean,
every other team
so
fight.
Winston probably going to allow for some peel for his backline
Here we
at
go.
least too, so that Winston's a little less hesitant to go join the fray. EMP, don't get Astro.
Oh, yeah, Astro
I'm surprised by that EMP.
Drop the beat right after. Arguably a little bit forced out though. Kai down right away. This could work out in well for Denmark, but oh, the bile from Backbone is massive. Sets up another 2 eliminations. Naga though says not over. Death Blossom into the back line, getting very scrappy between both teams right now. Denmark still in control of the robot, although not anymore. Jakaru goes right back over. Shockwave backs out.
Yeah, that EMP was a little bit early. It felt like there wasn't enough follow-up on the Lucio.
I'm trying to
The problem that Denmark's running into right now is that they're not getting value with their ultimates. So what needs to happen right now is they need to try to at least get value out of this ultimate and get the checkpoint. Like right now, at this point in the game, they need this checkpoint. Oh wow, an early pick.
Astro
Wait a
just
second,
got
they're gonna win
caught,
this team
could
fight.
not slide away from that.
Great Britain has to back away.
Denmark,
They have to
5v4.
back away right now.
And this is huge where if you're Denmark, you want to do this with as few ultimates as possible. Annihilation into sleep and then immediately woken up, doesn't matter. Just annihilate.
I wonder how long Backbone was there
immediately.
for.
Takes down Jakaru right after, and this is Denmark coming from behind. It's what you have to do
Oh,
here
no, but the pick on
push
the Slay.
X if you want to make up the sword deficit.
Yeah,
I think they
Maimon
might
does
get
a
there in
nice
time
kill
before
in
they
the
even get the
back, though. Takes
checkpoint.
out
They might not
Slay.
even get the checkpoint.
So now the only healer on this field right now is
Yeah, they're gonna try to stop them from
Not
getting
a
it.
payload.
Shadow Demon, thank you, little monster features from Sabrina, thank you.
Astro's down again. He just got caught.
Yeah, but like the heals are
And
like
again,
Denmark does
Great
not
Britain
have
has
the
to
heals
keep
right now.
fighting these fights without Astro.
Okay,
Kai
that is
shooting here
exactly
on the overclock.
what
Maimon was
Denmark
able to
needed
get
though. They
2.
got the checkpoint.
Covering
Wait, they're
Denmark.
going in with this, but they're gonna get spawned up
Denmark's
quickly.
still pushing here. I mean, you're losing.
They're gonna-
early.
Kai's
Stop
gonna
the
spawn up right
spray.
away.
The last little bit of cold
They're gonna get like 5
finds
meters
Kai.
max, and they have to back up, I
This is coming
think.
down to the wire.
I would love to see the kill logs.
Okay, make
of just
it-
How many times
yeah,
Slay
okay, they
has
got
killed
about 5
Kai and Kai
meters.
has killed Slay.
Maybe
It's
7
like
meters.
Those two are destined to fight it out through eternity.
They got the instant spawn. Denmark is gonna.
Here we
Oh, they have
go.
EMP. No, they're gonna go. They're gonna EMP Winston. No, they're not. They're gonna
Once
wait.
more. Early nano
They're gonna try to
on
survive this, and
Jakaru.
they're gonna EMP Winston if there's no more nano.
Moving forward, looking for Kellex.
Nope, 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 nope.
Really close
Don't
to
do that now.
Primal. Kai just pops
Don't do that,
one on the
nope.
Kellex right after.
They're gonna
2
EMP the Winston next
down.
team fight.
And now let Jakaru save the Primal here. Easy cleanup for the rest.
That's what they're gonna do.
With the minute 30 left,
They're gonna EMP the next team
Denmark has
fight.
kept themselves in it here, X.
In it, but by the time this bot pushes forward far enough, they might be in a position where they have to win 2 fights in a row, which can be difficult because I think Jakaru is going to really
let me see right
stall
now.
out the next fight at the very least.
I
There's
actually
also
think
a
it
beast.
comes down to this
Kellex dying
EMP.
before he got beat
If they
out
can
there
get a
in
good
the
EMP
last
right
fight,
now
it's
onto
a
the
little bit
Winston,
tough for them. Yeah, we're gonna see that.
Oh, Kai's
They
down.
didn't have the EMP. Wait a second.
Whoa, that's a good opener.
They
Wait.
call out a hit on Kai. They're going for
I
Astra
think this
right
was a
after,
really
where
smart play.
Shockwave for the most part.
Let me
just
explain this
aces
for a
Astra
second.
down
What I
two
just
and
loved
throw.
about this play.
Now, looking
Denmark
back, a little bit of
decided
pressure.
rather
Naga
than
punishes
wait on their
Hikaru, and there won't be that
rather
stall
than
on
wait on the
point.
nano,
A little bit
they
of
said,
I don't know
why
if
don't we
it's able to
aggress with
punish this
beat?
Kellex
So they got
comes
aggressive with
alive.
beat, and now they
being
have a
behind early,
much better
this is all
opportunity
Denmark could
to
hope
be
for
the
to finish
aggressor
out.
now.
It really does come down, Hex, to this one.
It's down to this last team fight.
EMP, Death Blossom, and Annihilation. It's actually looking really good for
The
Denmark.
question is do they try to force beat out first
There's
on
only
Funny
really
Astro, then
stall
EMP?
ultimates
Because I
for
guarantee you
Great
Funny
Britain.
Astro's going to
Kai can
hide.
get to the ultimate
Watch for
and get
Funny
some
Astro
damage
plays.
in.
All right, here they
Here's
go.
the beat.
EMP out here early
But
for
they get the
Shockwave,
pick.
a big bounty
But
from
Kai
Denmark
gets the
at
trade on
same time.
Kellex.
Kellex goes down.
But they have Reaper out
4.
with no beat.
Hikaru super low. Can they finish Hikaru? He somehow got away. That would have been so huge. for
Denmark
Guys,
takes
but
the
no,
lead with
both
10
teams fighting
seconds.
to
Take the lead.
nail. That's big.
But Great Britain's going to come back with
Right,
Nano.
At the very least, Great Britain now. The one.
no, they woke the Ramatra.
Slay with the cold finds backbone. Denmark has nearly brought
Oh
this thing
my.
back. Kai gone. Hikaru out. Overtime ticking down, and it's a victory Death Blossom as Denmark strikes blood against Great Britain. Maimon. A little
What a
in the
match.
end, but not
That
enough.
decision
Overtime's
to
done.
be aggressive
So
with
is
beat
Great Britain as Denmark
was
takes the
brilliant, by
series.
the way.
Just some really
That
great
was
EMPs there
brilliant
towards the end. The
to be
EMP
aggressive with
coordination
beat.
and the hack coordination to knock people down, and then
All right, chat.
Yo,
Oh, hello.
what's up?
Oh, I just watched that. That was actually such a close game. Unfortunate, but man.
I thought we did pretty well. I mean, they've been playing with they've been scrimming together since like February, and like we've been playing for a few weeks. So I feel like, considering how close it was, I think we'll win when it matters on stage. So
I believe you guys. Yeah, it looked like they were a lot of their comps. Maybe I'm wrong, but it was basically the blow up the Winston comp. So
yeah, I knew that's the way they were gonna try and play. So I just had to play my life like and try and live constantly and let Kai just kill things.
yeah, is that like actually the plan? Like we were trying to theorize like on like Gibraltar. It was basically who wins first. Do they all in and kill you first, or does Kai kill everybody else first? Like, was that
Yeah.
actually the plan?
Yeah, the plan on Jib and even on New Queen Street and even on the PAR as well, it's just to make like a box, like an area of where they have to walk in to get any value, and then Kai is just shooting down that box. So they'll just walk into Kai's headshots.
That's wild. Holy shit.
I think it's pretty cringe of them not to mirror monkey that. I was pretty
Real?
disappointed.
I would have loved to see the Mirror Monkey comps.
Yeah, that's like having
Yeah.
me mirror Winston though and ranked against you. I don't know.
What do you mean?
No, Doge he's a pretty good Winston player. He's not my level, obviously. I'm the best, but it would have been fun mirror.
Actually, I will say, and I was talking about how good your Winston is like I think people sometimes don't realize how hard it is to play against that comp to begin with when you have to go up against people just running Reaper at you with Sombra. Like that is hard to
Yeah.
survive against. Like you have to literally like and then you have to get value at the same time. So it's like
Yeah, it's hard.
yeah, it's really hard.
It's real hard. And I mean, even though we lost, I don't usually say this. Normally when we lose, it's always like, you could do better. Obviously, there's things I could do better and like calls I could have made, but I feel like I played it pretty well. But I could have played better still, but that's probably the best I've played against that sort of comp.
Yeah, it's okay to be confident against that. I think like, and I don't know what was going on like at that last like 2 team fights. It felt like that alt play they made with Lucio was really smart when they played in aggressively.
We just trolled. We spent too long discussing what we were gonna do, like with our odds. So then we went and set up for what they were gonna do. Like I said, do you guys want to just like take the L and go next fight with all our odds? And then we were like, nah, we can win. But like that, like even as that in high pro play, it's like you've lost time. So then you don't have enough time to set up. Like, okay, where are we sitting? Where are we expecting them to go? Like those few seconds can just like make or break a fight. So I put myself down for that for asking a stupid question. I'd say
It's
maybe I
hard.
should have done that.
There's a lot of info to talk about, and you don't have a whole lot of time. And you have like you don't have time for like people thinking like the ladder players like callouts like more no fade is like useful callouts half the time. You have so much shit to talk about in pre-fight that
Yeah, it's crazy.
you couldn't get through it all of it. So sometimes shit like that happens, but honestly, it's hard to even tell if taking the L and going for another fight would have even been worth because like looking at their ults, but Oh man, dude, that's tough. That came down to the last fight. It was really
Honestly,
good
if it was a ranked game, if I was like playing ranked, I'd have been like, okay, I'm just gonna go in and carry a Primal and hope my team win. But it's like, if I do that and I fuck up, it's like, well, it's my fault. I just trolled GG's. But
though.
Yeah, I think like to what you were saying too. I feel like that was also just a good play by Denmark too. Even though like you were figuring out what you wanted to do, like that beat play, I don't think was like probably expected to be immediate.
yeah, it caught us off. Because I think pre-fight we were saying, oh, let's try and Ajax him, let's try and just kill him insta. But then he just goes in instantly. So kind of our game plan out the window.
Exactly. So I think that was just a really smart play. So it's not even like for us when we watch, it can be more hindsight. Like, they could have. It's like no, like at that situation, you don't expect them to just beat in aggressively. It was a really smart play call. It could have also backfired. A slight disengage, so you win it, right? So it was a really good match. Like that was awesome. For all the matches today.
They played well. I think that was probably the best match to watch as well. I think it was the most entertaining.
Oh, I can't
sure.
disagree. No, 100%. That was a great match, and y'all been playing really well. I think like obviously you're hoping to get out of the groups, which I think like you've been playing really well. So.
I think we'll 2-0 the rest of the teams. It was only the Denmark game I thought would like even be close. So
yeah, Denmark played well.
So no, you first. I have a question.
No, go ahead.
After.
You go flats. I'll you.
All right. So, dude, did you guys make an adjustment on map 2? Because like on map 1, they were basically just using EMP to just delete people. You know, like that was just like the whole strat, just like solo EMP somebody, just send them to the Shadow Realm. But on map 2, you guys were like nanoing whoever got EMP'd. Was that actually an adjustment or just how it worked out?
I think that's just how it came to be. It's because normally when I don't have Primal, I'm asking for Nano, but every time they had EMP, I also had Primal. So I just said, just Nano whoever gets EMP'd. Like I don't need it. And also, our comp's 10 million times easier to play on third point than second or first. So it's sort of everything just fell together for us on third, and then we did pretty good on our attack. So
yeah, that was a great call because if you actually watch it from the point of view, like if Backbone doesn't nano, well, I think it was Kai at that point on third point, that might be a different team fight. It was like perfect. That nano just completely was like a great call. Like just start switching the nanos.
Well, he was all in for it too because he chased him down. He was in a bad spot. He had to translocate out, and he was out of the fight for a little bit.
I mean, the bone back Arno goes pretty hard. He's even though he's not a traditional Arno player, he still does the job pretty well.
The only thing is the positioning, right? It's just good positioning and communicating and making sure you actually get your nanos off correctly. That's difficult, right? So
you also need to remember not making more excuses, obviously, but they're all at LAN together, all in EU. Kai and Backbone, they're still in NA, so they were not full potential our team yet. You know, they were playing with limitations. So.
Wait, so what ping were you guys on?
I think Kai is on like 160 or something. Kai and Backbone, because they're both in I think they're both on West Coast. So.
Damn, that's actually crazy. They played really well for 160 ping.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, when it gets to on stage, it's gonna be a different story.
Oh, for sure.
We'll beat them a lot easier, I think.
I think this is gonna be an exciting matchup if it does get to on stage with that. You know, like.
I mean, whenever you lose on the qualifiers, the only thing on your mind is, okay, we want revenge. We want revenge. Yeah. Like, it's the only thing on your mind when you get to the proper final stages of the tournament.
Considering you guys are playing on ping and they basically are playing what I would consider a comp to just basically blow you up the entire time, I can't blame you for revenge. Very cringe. I wasn't gonna say it, but it is cringe. I hate it.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean,
well, go ahead.
I just know when I meet them because I'm good friends with all the Danes. When I meet them in IRL, when we go to BlizzCon, I'm just gonna flame them so hard for playing that stuff. It's so boring.
If you play Randy against me, you know I'm going Diva in that situation if you're on West.
Yeah, at least Diva's a bit manageable. It's like Ram Reaper. I mean,
Ram Reaper Sombra just I'm
glad they didn't go Torb, but
Torb is good because you got the overshield even more. I mean, you got the survivability. It's just good luck with the.
We've been scrimming against some teams that play Torb Reaper. It's really fun.
I saw a team yesterday that was playing it. I forgot who it was. They were just playing the Torb, and they were just wasn't even fun. The other team, they were just getting.
Oh, yeah, it was Saudi. When we scrimmed Saudi, they played Torb Reaper against me.
Yeah, they ran the Torb comp with like the Jungle Queen, right? And you just like yeah. It's who do you dive?
Mean, that's the difference. You'll see the good teams who will play monkey comps like us, Korea, maybe America, whomever. And in the teams that aren't good enough to play Monkey, they'll just play hard counter Monkey. And that's always a sign of a bad player, bad team, if they don't want to mirror Monkey.
You see, at
least in my eyes as a Monkey main. Obviously, it's biased.
I agree.
Yeah, I was
that
gonna
is
say,
the most base
Flats is
take
gonna
I've
agree.
ever heard. Totally on board.
Flats is
That's
going to agree
cringe.
100%. I'm on the other side of that. I'm like, listen.
I'm using that from now on. That's gonna be like a
great.
soundbite.
Yeah,
like,
great. Now Flats is going to have a
100%.
second channel YouTube video about how that's okay. Great, can't wait to see
Clips
that one.
already. I have it as a command on a
Flats
button.
is- oh.
That's awesome. You know, hey, it's unfortunate to watch that happen, but it was a great game. And here you guys are on like 160 ping, like arguably like one of the most important roles of hit scam being on like a really high ping is tough. I know you guys are gonna do crazy when you get to groups and you get to LAM.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, you played really well. It was an exciting matchup. We'll go let you hang out with the team or do whatever you're going to do.
Is there any last things
yeah,
you want to
anything
say?
you
like
wanna say,
you stream and you you know, if anyone wants to see
Uh,
how to actually play Winston legitimately, where do they
I
go?
used to stream, but it wasn't worth it. Wasn't for me. I did it for like a year, but if people want to see my stream, it's just jcar19. If I do stream, it's very irregularly now, but
It's tough to stream
yeah,
and
that's what I'll
focus on
say.
this stuff.
I mean, I stopped playing Pro Play for like a year and I streamed, but it's kind of like circumstances happened where it's like I was out of a team and it was mid contenders, so I was like, oh, I'll just stream and see how it goes. And I got like 400, 300 views, and it was like okay, but it wasn't worth it. Like 8 hours a day playing ranked, drinking caffeine. Especially now, I couldn't do 2 hours a day of ranked, but at least like two years ago, ranked was really fun. I could play it for like 12 hours, 8 hours a day, but now. After an hour,
Don't believe us. They think we're all coping.
After an hour, it's oh, that was really boring. Back to TFT. That's me playing ranked.
I feel like I
Wait,
can't comment on
I heard a
ranked games
rumor.
here.
I heard a rumor that a lot of people are playing TFT. I heard like A10's playing TFT too. And...
I actually ran into him in a game. We're both masters in TFT. I ran into him, and he was like, "Oh, Jkaru, Winston player?" Like, yeah. And so we hit up. We were talking, but he's far surpassed me in TFT. He's TFT GOAT in the making.
No shit, that's awesome. Oh, well, all right, dude. You're welcome to stay, hang out with us, and watch games if you want. But if you want to head back and hang out with your teammates and do whatever you want to do after game, chill out. You're more than welcome to. But thank you for joining us. Seriously, it's
Thanks
fun
for
to hear
having me.
about this type of stuff, and we relate to it. But we're old, we're washed. We're spectators.
Hey, speak
now.
for yourself, Flats.
No, I was speaking for you. I had to be watched. You had to at least compete. I didn't compete. I was speaking on your behalf.
Jakaru plays more ranked games than you do.
That's not true.
No, Flats plays 2 a week.
I'm at 16 wins this season so far. Excuse you.
Okay, I'm on 5 wins, so he's definitely played more than you.
Can't even blame you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go have a shower. I'm sweaty as hell.
Yeah, do your thing.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
All right,
Thanks
buddy.
for coming on. Have a good
Thank you for
rest of your
joining
night.
us. Good luck, and we'll be rooting for you next time we see you.
Thank you. Have a fun stream.
All right,
Thank you.
see you later.
later.